it's Reagan, and today I'm here to do, I think, another exciting video. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about my 5-star TBR predictions. Now, I first saw this video over on Samantha's channel, Sam's channel, Thoughts and Tomes, great channel, would highly recommend. But essentially, she did a video about books that are on her TBR or on her shelf that she thinks will be a 5-star read for her. And in theory, you think, oh, that's easy, you know, just pick books that you think you're gonna like. But like, really, it's actually really hard to figure out what you think is really gonna be 5 stars. Like, I don't give out 5 stars like willy-nilly. That really means like a new favorite book. Like most of the books I read are generally within the 3 to 4 star range, and I'm not gonna like, obviously the hope is that every book on here is a 5-star read, but realistically they probably fall more in that 3 to 4 star range. That being said, I found 5 books on my shelf that I have like a strong feeling that I'm gonna give 5 out of 5 stars to. Not 4.5, not 4.75, not 3, but 5 stars. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right in. The first one I'm gonna talk about is a recent acquisition and is also a hunk, and that is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. This is a ginormous historical fantasy-based story about 2 magicians in London in the 1800s that have a rivalry and I think are trying to kill each other or something, and they're just trying to best one another in the magical field. I love magic, I love fantasy, and I love a dreary London historical setting. I'm a sucker for it, and I also just feel like this is a slow moving but like deeply rich story that I really think I'm going to enjoy, especially during the holiday season. Obviously it's hard to tell, but this just seems like this is a recipe for success when it comes to a story that I fall in love with. Also, I mean, look at the dudes on the front. It's like a Sherlock and Holmes thing, but they hate each other. The next book I'm going to talk about is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Now, Celeste Ng is one of my favorite authors, even though I've only read one of her books, but I read Everything I Never Told You, her debut novel, when that came out a few years ago. Adored it immensely. It's one of the best books I've ever read. Gave that book a 5 out of 5 stars. This is her recent release, which came out a few months ago, and I'm again hearing incredible things. I honestly haven't heard a negative review. Pretty much everyone's saying it's as good or maybe even better than her first novel, which is incredible. Celeste Ng has such interesting things to say about Americana families, and they're generally always set in a very suburban setting in the Midwest. This is no exception. This is set in Midwest Ohio, and it has to deal with a family and all of the complicated dynamics of that. I'm incredibly interested in diving into this book. I'm hoping to do so soon, as I know I'm gonna like it. Again, I really have strong vibes from this. Next up is a book I feel like I haven't mentioned enough on my channel, especially in my TBRs, because I haven't read it yet, but that is The Windup Girl by Paolo Bacigalupi. Now, Paolo Bacigalupi is one of my favorite authors. I loved his YA series, which was Shipbreaker, which I read quite a while ago now, but I just absolutely loved it. And this is his science fiction fantasy adult novel. It won the Nebula Award, actually. This is a really famous novel, and I've had it for a while, but I really feel like I'm going to enjoy this a lot. Paolo Bacigalupi's writing is incredible. This is a setting that's set in the near future and essentially is dealing with like what happens when calories become currency, what happens when bioterrorism is used for corporate profit. With The Windup Girl, he delivers one of the most highly acclaimed and thought-provoking science fiction novels of the 21st century. I love novels that kind of really are very much inspired on where the world is now and potentially go to in a way that might not be the best, and I just feel like Paolo Bacigalupi always does like recent dystopian style-esque novels so well. He did that with Shipbreaker. I loved it. I just really feel like this is going to be a book that I'm going to love. Next book is a priority, especially for 2018, not gonna lie, and that is Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is a novel that I've owned for so long. I'm a huge fan of Brandon Sanderson's fantasy novels, love them to death, and I know I'm gonna love this. It's just a matter of getting the nerve to start it. I have nothing really to say about this except that I know you guys want me to read it. I want to read it. I need to read it. I know I'm probably gonna give it 5 out of 5 stars. It's just gonna be one of those moments, one of those days. It just needs to start. I honestly don't know if I've ever heard anything bad about this book, which is saying something because this is an incredibly popular book. Here I am. Here I am. And the last book I'm going to talk about is The Power by Naomi Alderman. Now, this is a science fiction esque story as well. I've talked about this a lot recently on my channel, but this is a story told from a male historian's perspective as he recounts on the time where women gained the power to electrocute people. This really flipped the script on gender dynamics, especially throughout time in history. So this is like an alternate history caused by a certain event written from the perspective of a man. So it has a lot of really interesting gender dynamics and layers to this narrative that I'm just really excited to dive in. I've heard incredible things about this book. One of my friends said it was like her favorite book of the year so far, so I really think I'm gonna like it. I also feel like I'm gonna fly through it. I always love stories that centered around an odd supernatural power, but how that exists within normal society as well. They always get me. Books like Lexicon and The Sudden Appearance of Hope I just love, and I feel like this is gonna be in the same realm of that. Yeah. I think it'll be 5 stars. Alrighty guys, those are 5 books that I think I'm gonna give 5 stars to when I finally pick them up and read them. Let me know down below any books on your shelf that you think you would give 5 stars to if you pick them up. I always need new recommendations. Also, as usual, everything I'm wearing, from my glasses, which is from Glasses USA, to my sweater, to my pants, will all be linked down below for you too if you're interested. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon with another one soon. Goodbye!